Got a different hat.
Are you ready?
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts
right here, right
This
now.
is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.
I ain't never felt the same, baby. I do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. Oh, I know right from wrong. 'Cause I wanna make it. So happy. I'm $1 million baby. Don't let me. Hell no. You wreck my city so damn but you still don't notice me. Sound next. Oh, VA next. I'm at the neck. I'm running up a check.
What's going on, everybody? This is your main man, Smooth Baron, and you're tuned in to Hog HQ. Woo! Pig Sue! Wee! Go Hogs!
You had to go ahead and put on that front. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to another episode of Hog HQ Live, brought to you by the Hog Talk Podcast. We are your hosts for the evening. This gentleman, this one right here. That gentleman right there. Yeah, that's you. That's Adam, and I'm DP. As you can see, it's only 2 tonight, not 3. Matt is not with us tonight. He will be joining us back sooner than later. So, yeah, I know he's out there watching. Look, you know the motto. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we're back again with another episode. This is episode 66, guys. Episode 66. We thank you guys for supporting us every single Sunday evening to watch us catch up on everything Razorback news. Now, I do want to give a shout out real quick. Wes Wallace. See, you didn't know I seen that. Wes Wallace. He hit the like button first, so I had to go ahead and give him a shout out. Shout out to Wes Wallace on that. Yeah. Can I do that? I got to do it too. All right. Joe Jennings Hall. Thank you. Thank you. Who?
That's my mom.
That's what's up. What's up, Mom? What's up? So I'm not the only one who mom just tap in on the show while we're recording, huh?
It happens.
Gotcha. All right, bet. Matt says I'm here. You know what it is. All right, and let me get to my brother. Go ahead and tap it for me real quick. So my brother, shout out to Olin Danbury, right? If you know the name Danbury, you probably remember Jordan Danbury. Razorbacks, Ladybacks, long story. Either way, y'all operating on Black folks' time. See, he's new to the internet. Yeah, I don't think you can say that, but you my brother, so I'm gonna let you pass today. This is the thing. This is the same guy who had been trying to watch us on his browser, not the YouTube app.
I wasn't going to bring up all that, so
I
I'll let you
was.
do that.
Yeah, I was. It's my brother. So he finally got a profile. He finally got his picture. He got his name on it. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you, bro. You said you was working on it. I'm proud of you for tapping in with us. And I'm sure he's somewhere on the road checking us out. So I appreciate that. Angel, Louisville Cardinals.
Trophy at what? Being late?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But look, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. All right. So first we're gonna tap into baseball. You see the screen. Another series sweep. Another series sweep. Arkansas versus Missouri. Dave Van Horner boys take care of business. Once again, we looked at a 14-4. Then we had 21-3. Then we closed it out, just one final 16-2. So Arkansas is on a roll in regards to baseball. This is a great time to be a Razorback fan. Of course, after basketball and football, it gives you something to hunger for in hopes of the championship. Because as we always say, you play to win the game, and the objective is to get the championship. So I am so proud of these boys. Just bringing the bats coming alive, finding a way to win, even in the midweek games that are not as exciting, that may not be conference play. These guys find a way to get the rotation going, get other guys involved. So it is awesome to see these guys put it all together with another series sweep. This makes what, 3 in a row?
That's what I was just looking at. So you got Mizzou, you got Vandy, South Carolina. Yeah, we haven't lost since lost a series since a game in the series since the first loss at Ole Miss.
Yeah, March.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 straight SEC wins.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And then we also got where Tennessee lost?
Tennessee lost their series to Texas A&M. So while I don't want the inevitable to happen, Arkansas will likely be the number 1 spot tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. Like I said, it's not about in-season rankings. It's all about at the end of the season, postseason play. That's what's important. That's the goal. We're talking about getting to Omaha and winning the whole thing. That's the objective. But every single week, it seems like these guys find a way to win. Looking at this particular series with Mizzou, what did you see? Is there anybody who popped up to you who was extra special this particular week? Or are we starting to find us a household name at this particular point?
Well, number one, Mizzou has to be one of the worst SEC baseball teams I've ever seen.
Facts.
Not just this season, just in general, it's awful. What was the stat I pulled up? I don't know how he finished because we were doing Hawk Talk during the last game, but I know that this weekend at this one point, Cozile had 13 runs batted in this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So he is one. Also, here's another stat. Most runs scored by Razorback baseball in an SEC series in program history, and they scored 51 runs.
Yep.
So, it's one of the things that I've been a little worried at times about the starting pitching, just because, giving up 2, 3, maybe 4 runs in the first couple innings. But the relief pitchers, closers have been coming in and doing the thing. The bats obviously helped tremendously, giving cushion to the pitchers. I do like the fact that we're able to only have our starting pitchers in 4 or 5 innings.
Yep.
And we can trust our relievers to come in, because I think in the long run, once you get to SEC tournament, postseason play, it's going to help that you have rested arms, that you're not having to run them 7, 8, 9 innings. I mean, and I get you do that if a pitcher is just on one. Yeah. But that hadn't been the case so far. So it's all around. The bats are alive and well. The Fire Nate Thompson crowd is at a whisper. So, it's one of those that I have nothing really to complain about, shockingly enough.
You know what? And even though you missed the petty AF, you don't complain a lot. You tell it like it is. I respect it. And we will talk about complaints later when we get to the transfer portal, so stay tuned for that in basketball. But as Justin stated here, definitely look better than Tuesday's game versus Grambling. Yeah, and look, it didn't look like the same team. I mean, the stats didn't reflect it. And we also know they're a way better team than Grambling team they played, but it just didn't show it. But it's just amazing that once again the team finds a way to win. They don't have to exhaust every single player that they have that's going to be pivotal for the next rotation of SEC play. So that's dope. Arkansas State is next. They beat number 21 Coastal Carolina. What was it 2-0? I think it was 2-0. Arkansas State. Devlin, who got left off midseason Golden Spikes list. Yeah. I think that'll come back though. I think that'll come back Ty at some point, especially with this particular next series we got coming up. I mean, when you talk about top tier the SEC, you got to put Arkansas, you got to put Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Georgia in there. 51 runs, 18 innings back. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we didn't even bat the 7th inning in those games.
Nope. Run rule, which is a great thing to do. I wish,
especially when the weather is like it is, like cold, rainy, freeze warnings after torrential downpours. And
how was the weather up there right now?
So Fort Smith has just been cold and rainy.
Gotcha.
Temperature dropped. We have freeze warning, whatever. Of course, it's going to be back in like the 70s this week. Obviously, Central Arkansas, Northeastern Arkansas. Heard a levee broke up around the Hardy, Arkansas area, Northeast Arkansas. So the flooding out there is ridiculous. Luckily, Fort Smith didn't get anything but rain, some strong thunderstorms. All the tornadic stuff shifted south. So we were out of the clear pretty much.
Yeah. And my mom sent me a picture this particular week. A tree fell in our yard. Thank goodness it didn't hit the house. It went the opposite direction. But still, it just speaks to the level of the weather that was going on this particular week. So, I gotta do it.
Go ahead.
Hey, Miss Armstrong. Hey, Miss Armstrong. Hey, have a great week, everyone. Look, Miss Armstrong, I hit your son on X. He was posting his stats. I think that's the stats for, I think it was catches, something of that nature. But I'm excited to see what your son does in the draft.
Player Football Focus. He was the only receiver that would graded 80 or above on catches over a certain yard and catches under. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to Andrew Armstrong, man. Like I said, I know in his conference when they did the pro day, he spoke to some reporters and talk about he'll be at home. Said his mom will probably be facilitating who comes by and what type of kicking they're gonna have. So hopefully we get a chance to watch them. Miss Armstrong, if you get a chance and you are available, I know you're gonna be spending time with your baby, and it's gonna be a special day. But if you could shoot us something, like I say, little video, something you take homemade, we'll definitely put it on. Like I said, kudos.
I'd like to see him, in a Baltimore Ravens uniform.
Well, now, why would you do that? Now, see, Baltimore Ravens are where wide receivers go to die, so we don't want that for him.
No, because they have a good first few seasons,
right?
And then they don't get signed to a bigger contract, so they go get it somewhere else.
All right, so we don't want them at Baltimore,
did that.
And we don't want them at Tennessee.
Don't want them at Tennessee.
We don't want them at Tennessee. We don't.
Honestly, I don't think you want them out in San Francisco.
I think Mama Armstrong want them somewhere close to home.
You don't want them in Dallas.
She want them with the Houston Texans. That's a nice up and coming team.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, wouldn't be mad at that. I think he'd be a nice little piece. They let Diggs go. They need another quality receiver who can stretch the field, can get guaranteed contested balls. Hey, can make it happen. Plus, he can amp up the wide receiver room. I like it. Tank Dell, yeah. Andrew Armstrong, I like it. I sure would. Thank you, Miss Armstrong. Like I said, just shoot us on our social media or reach out however you need to do so. But like I said, I'm glad you was able to tap in with us. We're definitely thinking about you and your family recently. So going back into it, we looked at baseball, Dave Van Horn, the boys. They getting it done, man. Like I said, I think this is going to be the series, this Georgia series, because Georgia still leads the conference in home runs?
I don't know the final after the games today, but they were at 86 or 89 home runs on the season. Arkansas is in the 70s.
Yeah, we need to see what we look like against Georgia. I really want to see that. Like I said, being down here, I've been watching a lot of Georgia ball when they're on TV and hearing some of the sports radio talk. So guys are excited about what they're doing at Georgia and Athens. So I want to see what that matchup looks like. Once again, and it's going to make it can't be too far-fetched. we could potentially see the same thing that we see in the Final Four that we're watching in baseball. When you watch these in-season matchups of these top teams in the conference, just know they're going to play each other in the SEC championship or in the quarterfinals, semifinals of the championship for baseball. So it'd be great to see how we look against them, what we do well, what opportunities present themselves, and to figure out how we can improve going forward. Hopefully we get another series sweep. That'll be definitely dope and just pump us in the right direction. So shout out to the boys for doing what they're doing and thankful for that.
Shout out to women's softball for going into Gainesville and beating the number 2 Florida Gators.
Yeah, Florida just having a tough little week, ain't it? Tough little weekend. Oh, well. This is better than us. Hey, at the end of the day, they was able to we'll jump into it with the Final Four talk. But shout out to the ladies for doing what they're doing. We also talked about, you got anything on the baseball front before we move forward? And
we got Arkansas State Tuesday in Fayetteville and then at Georgia. So just keep it rolling. I still hadn't heard anything on Gagewood. Maybe Matt will have heard something. We'll see what happens. But I'm comfortable with where this team is at the moment.
Gotcha. Definitely feeling good about it. Like I said, I think the fan base is definitely on board with that. Who is that? Randy Milken? Jay Smith? I'm just looking at the people who hit the like button. I appreciate y'all. I figured out I can look at it last show. It's Joshua Barton.
Now that you figured it out.
See, why you got to do all that? Look, before I get on him and he jump on me, pause. We're going to pay some bills real quick and get a word from our sponsor. Stay tuned.
Maybe.
Let's take a quick time out and talk about something just as important as Arkansas basketball. Your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are like the MVPs of home improvement. They've got everything you need to make your house a slam dunk. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking, the whole playbook. Whether you're building from the ground up or just doing a little home court maintenance, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply close enough for a fast break. So if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, make your next shot count and visit www.premiumsupplyllc.com. Use promo code HOGHQ for a 5% discount on your next purchase. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
So real quick, right? Got to do it. So don't forget that we got the premium. And that's interesting. Now that we speak about this, this is really something that you can use at this moment. We just talked about some of the damage that's been going on in the state per the weather recently. Like I said, if you have any home improvement needs that you have, please reach out to Premium Supply. Let them know you heard about them through Hog HQ, and you will receive a discount. So once again, even if you want to reach out for a quote, just reach out to them and see if they're in your area so you can get service properly. Once again, they treat all their customers like family. So shout out to Premium for that. I do want to say this. Hey, Olin, since you decided to get on the show today, and we appreciate you for jumping on, brother, I need you to hit the like button now. Let's see if you know how to do that. Since you want to get your profile up and make a comment today. That's a milestone for him. So he's older. He's just not tech savvy, but he's getting there. I'm proud of you, bro. Let's go ahead and tap into this basketball Final Four. But before we do that, let's talk about you did. Okay, you can't hit it again because it'll disappear. My brother told me he hit the like button. I don't believe him. He don't know what he did.
Well, it may not. That's Facebook likes. It ain't showing us on YouTube.
He might be on you. Okay, got you. Yeah, now we got to get you on the Facebook group. The more likes, the better. And make sure to share this, sir.
I got to let a dog out, so you can talk amongst the folks.
Got you. All right, so the particular basketball this weekend, once again, we know we had the Final Four. You had Florida and Houston. No, you had Houston versus Duke. And then you have Florida and Auburn. Once again, SEC teams playing each other to the battle, to the end. Florida comes out victorious, which I think most of us, Adam also had Florida going to the national championship as well. And then Duke and Cooper Flag find a way to lose against Houston. But we knew Houston was a tougher team. And like I said, that's something Kelvin Sampson has been teaching and preaching, speaking about his team not being too boastful, but just believing in the guys on his roster. The tougher team prevailed in that particular situation. Also, Cooper Flagg, he made some mistakes. He made some freshman mistakes, as we stated. And once again, you got to understand, the young man reclassified. He's supposed to be a senior in high school right now. Had a hell of a season. Got the player of the year. More than likely will be the number one player in the NBA draft. So either way it go, he's on the bigger and better things. I also heard a rumor talking about he may come back to school. I said that doesn't even make sense.
Gonna happen.
It doesn't even make sense. It's gonna be the number one pick. But looking at the Final Four, we're gonna dig into the Final Four, and then we're gonna tap into the ladies' championship once we're done with the Final Four talk. So, any thoughts on what you saw in the Final Four between Florida prevailing over Auburn and Houston taking the win over Duke?
Florida's just still finding ways to win. I have them winning my bracket. Of course, it doesn't really matter because I'm not going to win the tournament challenge.
Right.
So, top to bottom, I think Florida has been, especially towards the end, the best team in the country.
Yep.
Houston is built to overpower and to run teams down.
Yep.
When your entire team runs sub 6-minute miles, that's crazy, especially as big as some of these guys are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Houston being an older team, they really showed some of Duke's vulnerability and issues, especially with Cooper Flagg being a freshman.
Right.
And there was a few things towards the end of that game, especially like they were in Flagg's head. Even that last shot of his, like when he went up for it, the Houston defender, I mean, he almost blocked it, but he short-armed his shot.
Correct.
So then it was short. Houston did some boneheaded things in those last 30 seconds to a minute that could have cost them the game, but they kept their heads in it. Like the one play in particular, on the inbounds where the defender slapped the ball.
Right.
And the guy's out of bounds. It's technical. I honestly thought right then and there, I was like, oh, you just sealed it.
Right.
But didn't let it get to him. Ended up winning the game. So it's going to be a battle tomorrow night. I still think Florida finds a way to win, but I wouldn't be shocked if Houston pulls it off.
Gotcha. Looking at the other side of the bracket with the Florida and Auburn game. So I've been watching Auburn through the season. I look at the games they lost, which is why it's so important. Like even in baseball with Arkansas right now, when you lose a game, and that's why I said, like, I remember talking about this in football. I'm like, even in the Arkansas Pine Bluff game, it was a blowout win. At the same time, it was still some criticism there because those are the same things that will rear their heads again later on when you play a better opponent. So sometimes you have to critique the losses as well, even though or when they beat a team that they're supposed to beat. So looking at it, Auburn has found a way to win throughout the season, but some of their losses, it's just like they don't have enough key guys that will come up in the clutch and find a way except Broom. If Broom isn't going, then it's really not a lot of guys, a surplus of guys, especially the bench, who can come in and make impact plays to keep those guys in the game. So it definitely was different when it came down to that, as you stated before, Adam, that Florida finds a way to win every single game. And it doesn't have to be the same player. Like I said, Walter Clayton Jr. did what he did all season long. He balled out. He was able to get his teammates involved with assists. He was able to drive to the bucket, get to the free throw line, and also set up plays to slow down the clock. So that was pivotal when it came to watching that game play. Now, at one point of that game, at one point of the Florida-Auburn game, I had to say to myself, are these the same refs that was in the Arkansas St. John's game? Because it was some calls and I was looking like, wait a minute. It's almost like they want to dictate the pace of the game, and then towards the end, they say, okay, we'll let you guys play. So at some point, it looked like the refs were kind of dictating how the thing goes, but they found a way to pull it out, like I said, and as you stated, Florida has a very diverse team, a group of guys who understand their role. I did see a tweet from Houston, and they did it used to be a thing Arkansas used to do with the football team. It's called a Men of Spring. As they doing the workouts, and everybody got the shirt off and, show they progress of the season. And they said, I think the caption said something along the lines of, yeah, lifting weights or throw off your shot. And it was like, yeah, that was just after they won the game to go to the championship. So it's going to be interesting to see what it is. They play bully ball. They also, IQ wise, they're just tougher than most teams. So they're going to find a way to get in Florida's head. We're going to see if Florida can be as savvy. The last 2 games, Florida has been in some situations where you wonder if they're going to still pull out that game. I have Florida winning it all. In my mind, I should say right now, Florida still will win it. But I like the toughness of Houston. I like their mindset. I love their mentality. I love the way they have a lot of grit, a lot of hustle about themselves. So I definitely like to see that. Let me get into this comment real quick while you check on what you're checking on.
Oh, it's just, random shit. But, you bringing up that with, like, Houston and the weight thing, like, that was something that I remember, I mean, we had to do in high school. Like, we'd go – and back then, like, I work with a guy that we played together at Northside. His son just wrapped up his college career at Northside, or high school career at Northside. And so we go back and, like, we'll compare his son, like, their practices, their workout schedules, their this, their that, compared to, like, what we had to go through. Kids today are spoiled. I'm just going to say that. Like, having these ice baths and all this stuff, like, our version of an ice bath was like, coach made us, like, basically coldest setting on the shower or whatever, and we had to, like, go in like in our practice uniform and, like, cool ourselves down after, because 100-degree weather outside. You're in a gym that's not air conditioning, right? You have the big industrial fan blowing in the hot air from outside.
I remember that.
But my senior year, they thought we were going to be sorry because everybody that we had lost the year prior. And so we ran, we did, cardio, weight room, like, nonstop. We were going out running miles in 100-degree heat in our basketball shoes.
Yeah.
Like, it was awful. But in the long run, it was, you're going to outpace the other team. You're going to outrun them. You're going to be in shape, and we ended up winning conference. But the fact of the matter was, we didn't understand then, but we understood later on, like, going in and maxing out on bench press and then having to go back and run shooting drills or free throw drills afterwards when your arms feel like rubber.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous, but that's what good teams do.
Absolutely. That really mimics fourth quarter, tough game. You worn down mentally and physically, but you got to find a way to prevail. So definitely know what that feels like. Hell, we did 3 days at one point. So I understand. And you younger than me, but you sound like an old ass man complaining about, well, back in my day, this is what we're doing.
I'm to that point. Hey, I'll be 38 next month. So,
Absolutely. Let me get Josh coming real quick. The national championship is going to be a scrap fest, man. All team defense and a heck of an offensive battle. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one to watch throughout. It's just going to be amazing to see who can find a way to get the advantage over the other individual. What team can stick together when the shots are not falling. I definitely think, because I think the dude from when I watch Houston and Duke, the 7'2" freshman from Sudan, he's like 7'2".
For who?
For Duke.
Oh, yeah.
So the dude that was guarding him was like 6'6". It was kind of like watching Connor Vanover, and you was like, how the hell are you getting out rebounded by a dude that's 6'6"? But that's exactly what the hell was happening. That dude just wanted it more. He was able to put a body on him and then get to him. The 7'2" dude has 0 rebounds. That's crazy work. But just think about, had he mentally been there to the point where he said, I can't be stopped, and had opportunity to where he was able to get rebounds and get putbacks and things of that nature to keep the team in play. But it was what it was. And like I said, the better team prevailed in that particular aspect. Let me get Derek coming real quick. Derek, how about those softball ladies? Woo Pig Suey. We just talked about Coach D on Hog Talk. Yeah. Coach D, hey man, Coach D the truth. I think that was one of your chick's best hires. I'm gonna be honest with you when I say that. Josh, also another comment. I got Houston winning. Though just like I said with Duke and Houston, they just got the defense to shut down good offense. Yeah, they definitely do. And we always been told growing up, defense wins championships, offense sell tickets. So At the end of the day, I can tell you who the top. Well, LJ's probably the top scorer. Either way, I just look at the defensive prowess by Houston and feel like they can find a way to win. I want to find out how tough Walter Clayton really is when it comes down to it. He has been magical in coming in games and keeping his team in it. So I want to see what those guys are going to be able to bring to him defensively. A lot of times they double team guys at the perimeter, make them turn it over. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like. Any more comments on Final Four to you?
No, I mean, I expect a good game. I think that top to bottom, this has been game-wise the best tournament that we've had in a long time. This shows you don't need Cinderellas, you don't need buzzer beaters. These have just been out and out, just some of the best college basketball that we've seen in a long time.
Facts. So I'll also say this: as much as people hate NIL and transfer portal, it's part of the reason why.
Well, and I want to point this out too, since we're getting into the transfer portal. I think I sent y'all a graphic the other day, but it had to do with a player, either his offer or he did get an NIL deal with Tennessee. And it was, I don't believe the $3 million for a basketball player.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Yes.
But we'll go $1 million plus because we know that $1 million is in the realm for a lot of these guys. And I didn't check in to see if they're related because they both have the last name Gillespie. But another Gillespie plays for the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
Now, he's not a starter like the graphic said. He starts here and there, Durant or Beal's out, but he's not like a permanent starter. But he's in that two-way contract that he's been in or whatever, that he's only making $538,000 a year. That's 82 games a year.
Yep.
So for 32 games a year, you can come back to college if you're not a guaranteed lottery pick and make more money than you're going to make in the NBA.
Which is making the college game better.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I think we had a spurt in the NBA where it was so top heavy. It was only a couple players, lottery picks that you actually followed year after year that actually made some noise. A lot of these dudes came from nowhere. And they just kind of watered down the league, and the league is really getting soft. It's getting real boring, all the flops, et cetera, et cetera. But to get these guys to hone their skills, yes, they're getting money, right? At the same time, they're also developing their skills for another year or two to come back and play. So if you're a college basketball fan, it's to your benefit that this is happening because we get a better product on the screen. So that's what we've been seeing lately. And as you stated, it's probably been one of the best tournaments we watch in a long time. So shout out to the guys for doing that. I do want to say this before we go into transfer portal. You got to talk about the latest championship game.
Gino, number 11.
23-point win over South Carolina.
Dominated.
Almost
up almost 30 or hit 30 in like the third quarter.
Crazy work. Sarah Strong, the freshman, balling. Dude, she only 6'2", but when I tell you, she has a well-rounded game. She's on the defensive end. She get the layups. She get the blocks. She dominated. She made them girls look so bad. So I think, when they played Arkansas State the first round, kicked their ass. It was bad.
Second was the first? Yeah, it was first round.
Yeah, it was first. You know, they didn't make the pass second round. First round, but either way it goes.
Well, no, it was because it had to have been second round.
Bye?
Well, no, because they beat the team before Arkansas State by like almost 100. Or let's just look it up.
Just look it up. Either way it go, they beat Arkansas State, and that's not to say much because the Arkansas ladies didn't get in the damn tournament at all because we had Ned Flanders as the coach. But I digress, and we worked past that and got us a new coach. And one of our former players, a young lady from Bentonville. The young lady from Bentonville that played at Arkansas transferred out, and she actually transferred to South Carolina, played in the game. Yep. Once again, the man had players on his team. He just couldn't find the chemistry and keep them together, keep everybody satisfied.
Oh no, it was Arkansas was the first round.
Yeah,
my fault. Yeah, it was 103-34 in that game.
1 point for me, 0 for Adam. All right, going forward. All right, going forward. So Anything else on Final Four? You said you got Florida still doing it?
Yeah, but I just want a good game because, I mean, I'm not going to win the bracket, so I'll just go ahead while we're talking about it. I said this on Hog Talk, but whoever is let me share this one.
The winner.
Yeah, so I think I think it's Greg is the number one, but I don't know if I was 100% have that right. Just if you end up winning, just screenshot like your profile from your app or website, whatever you're using to do this, so that we can just do our due diligence to make sure you are who you are, so we can make sure we send the prize to you.
So let's just say the person is not watching, right? And if you know this person, then go ahead and let them know. But if
he was watching last week and he put it in the comments, so I'm hoping he sees us again.
Okay. So
just makes himself known. We'll also make this post tomorrow of the winner so they can maybe see it. Hey, This is me, whatever. Because we'll need your information so we can mail you out.
So have we made a corporate decision that if he does not respond within 24 hours, then it goes to DP? Did we come up with that?
No, we haven't made that decision yet.
Oh, okay. Let me talk about that. We can just see what happens. I like to win too.
Where were you at on this?
Hey, it doesn't matter where I was at, sir.
Hey,
sir, why are we scrolling down the list? There's no need for that. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? You beat Hart and I.
Oh, wait. Well, show that shit. Yeah, show that. Yeah. Do that.
So you went from next to last in the pick'em to fourth in that. Yeah.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Oh, let me tell my sad. Hey, boy, stop. Look, question before we get to transfer portal, do we want to run the shirt?
Oh, you want to just go ahead and plug it?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Got a little treat for y'all tonight, man.
You're gonna get this all. Let me get this worked up.
I've never seen this face before. That was new.
Well, you caught me off guard.
Yeah, that's what I like to do because you usually prepared.
So look at that. There's the website right there.
Now we just need the graphic. There we go.
So yeah, I get bored in my free time. And we decided why not make some Arkansas related shirts. Hey, we also have these ones down here with our logos on them. So we got DVH the GOAT for all you that like to reminisce. This would load, maybe. You know, get your old memory of Bobby Petrino's wreck. Various colorways, yeah. This is what I do in my free time.
Right. So you see the pricing on there. Go to the Knights on the Hill.
So, and then when I will say this, when you're looking at these right here, you've got all these different style type of shirts. So different fits, different cuts. The tri-blend are like those Bella Canvas ones. You got the active ones that are like your dry fit types, but they'll all have different colorways.
Oh yeah, that's dope. I like that one better.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Then, you know, even if you want to support us, Matt loves the Arkansas logo.
Matt loves the Arkansas State logo on all our stuff. Every time we come up with a design, he was like, "Hey, can we do it with the state of Arkansas on the outside?" That's his thing.
And all this stuff too, I'll show you on here. If you scroll to the bottom, hoodies, tank tops, stickers, kids shirts, mugs, you can put the design on any of those. Those are in there too.
Awesome.
Stickers, magnets. So if you have any random design ideas, shoot them at me.
Yeah. And then
the
Palace.
Oh yeah, this was one because we have to work around trademarks and such. So can't put a logo, can't put the actual names of places, so we've put some in as a sketch or a cartoon. I can put in
Looks like the
nicknames.
Simpsons. Looks like the Simpsons.
Yep. Did a little cartoon Simpsons vibe. Why not?
Dope.
Yep.
So if you guys are interested in any of these shirts or maybe have a logo that you want to toss on there, like I said, hit Adam up. We'll go ahead and get it to you and get them shipped out.
This
We
is
got
what it
our
sounds like when pigs fly.
That's dope.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You sure? Some people might not.
Either way it goes. So yeah, that's what that is, guys. So if you're interested in that, please tap in, hit the comments, hit the like button if you like what you saw. Like I said, if you're actually interested in getting some shirts, then please let us know. That is the website right there. Within 30 days, we will change it because we got for both shows.
Yeah, so we'll do a name to suit us both, not just named after one or the other. It wouldn't let me change it for 30 days. So
right. So
but I didn't want to split two different stores when we're going to have shared
Right.
designs and such.
Right. So we'll get a chance, and I think we working on a hat too.
Mm-hmm. Which I can go in on any of those and throw them on a hat. I just think that the hat I'm limited in. Like when I was looking at it, it was only like trucker style hats, and I'm not a trucker hat fan.
Yeah, clearly. I've never seen you. Well, maybe one, maybe two. Other than that, so that's that. Just to let you guys know that part. I do want you to cue the premium at some point. Just have it ready. But we can go ahead and transition to this transfer portal talk and get straight to it.
I'm ready when you are for premium before we get into this last stretch.
Let's do it. Pay the bills.
Let's take a quick time out and talk about something just as important as Arkansas basketball. Your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are like the MVPs of home improvement. They've got everything you need to make your house a slam dunk. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking, the whole playbook. Whether you're building from the ground up or just doing a little home court maintenance, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply close enough for a fast break. So if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, make your next shot count and visit www.premiumsupplyllc.com. Use promo code HOGHQ for a 5% discount on your next purchase. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
Appreciate that. Ola, I did see that you hit the like button. Thank you, sir. David Pearson, thank you for that. Dana Nicole and Dana Dugan. It's two different Danas. Both hit the like button, though. Hey, great taste. Shout out to Kenneth as well for hitting the like button. I just seen Whitney.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Whitney for jumping in here. Appreciate
if I'm
you.
not mistaken, she's got a pretty good TikTok. I could be wrong. I think it's her.
Whitney.
But Whitney, she puts out a lot of Arkansas hype, Arkansas related, Razorback related videos and stuff.
So Whitney, if that is you, go ahead and drop your ad so people can support you if you drop in Arkansas content. We definitely appreciate you jumping on with us tonight and showing some love. So shout out to you for that. But let's go ahead and hit this transfer portal talk. Yes. Hey, yes, I sure do. Yeah, drop your ad whenever you get time, and we'll make sure to put it back on the screen so people can check you out so they can make sure to follow your content. Before we get into the transfer portal talk, can we have a brief discussion about what it's like to be an adult? Like being a child and growing into an adult, we know, like, I don't know about you, Adam, but one of the things I told my mom and my dad growing up is, I can't wait till I get grown. That was probably the dumbest thing I ever said. If I could just be a kid, go to school and clean my room and have chores, I would do it all again. But with that being said, we also know that as adults, things do not go our way, which means when we have hog news and people throw out names and say, hey, this is a guy that we're considering, this is a guy that's considering us, there is mutual interest. Once again, this is a fluid situation. It may or may not come to fruition, right? There may be maybe other guys other teams who may holler at a player and think about, hey, maybe I should go here or give them a visit, right? So Justin said, goddamn Bills. Hell yeah, but them Bills don't stop, no matter what you got going on. But either way, so with that being said, I see a lot of people in the group, they just it's like tears, it's like tears on the keyboard. What about this guy? Well, when are we going to get somebody? Why come he's coming in? Calm down. We do this every year. I'm trying to figure out at one point, do you not understand that we don't get every single body that we go after? I think we get the people that Kyle is interested in, that fits his forte and style of play, who also will have good chemistry with the other players that he has coming in. So just be patient until it's done. Like I say, it seems like we want to fire somebody and get upset every single time so that doesn't go our way. It's almost like fans on the internet just on their back kicking and screaming, throwing a damn tantrum. It's disturbing to watch adults do this shit. But anyhow, let's get into the transfer portal talk, and let's discuss some guys who may be staying, some guys who potentially could be going, or some new names that may have run into the arena.
Well, I was caught off guard. Not really. I just forgot about this. Boom, new video.
Oh shit! I like that. I like that.
Well, I mean, just to go off what you were saying, I mean, there's been, you're going to contact a shit ton of guys.
Yep.
And it's one of these that we're not just us, but other people out in the digital world, social media. They're just letting you know, like, what they're hearing. Hey, Arkansas's contacted this person. Arkansas's contacted this person. And then as fans, because I know I'm guilty of it too, but I don't immediately go post everything to social media. Right. This goes back to me telling folks, like, hey, before you hit send, this goes for text messages when you're in an argument with somebody. This goes for that email to that coworker that CC'd your boss on their reply to you.
Correct.
Especially out in the Twitter world, like, type out whatever you're going to type out, and then don't hit send.
Read it.
We'll do something else for a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. Come back, reread it, and then decide, do I need to send this?
Right.
9 times out of 10, you don't need to. Correct. But, we're throwing out names. You go and people go and they do their research on the player. And they start working out all the scenarios in their head. Well, if we keep this person would look good. Then we could do this. I mean, they're planning out the whole, coaching scheme for the next season.
Correct.
So we're just throwing out names. Yes, there's already been a handful of guys that Arkansas has been in contact with that have committed elsewhere. There's going to be more guys on this list that we're about to go through that are going to commit elsewhere. One of the guys that I've been kind of firm on the last few weeks, not so much anymore. Things change, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Just maybe somebody came in with a better pitch. Maybe they got a better vibe somebody else. Maybe they want to go to another city. Who knows? Maybe they don't want the competition that Arkansas is going to have.
Mm-hmm.
They understand that Cal's going to get them there, but maybe they've only got one more year of eligibility, so they can't wait 2 years. So there's a number of things playing. Speaking of eligibility, Tennessee fans, I still don't know why y'all are talking about this whole 5 years of eligibility thing that I talked about last week, because it's not going to happen. It's already been shot down. So y'all need to stop trying to get your 5th and 6th year guys to come back so that y'all can be good.
Right.
Like, get off of it, move on. Anyway, I'm off. Do we just want to start with the list?
Let's roll it.
All right. So we'll start with the Arkansas guys. As everybody knows, Big Z already went to Illinois.
With his brother.
Play with his brother. I will say this. Illinois fans, putting out a AI-generated picture of the Twin Towers, very
distasteful.
The Avicic brothers jerseys over them, and just being like, oh, twin, like that. No, that's not a good look. Because then people like me, I let my intrusive thoughts win, and then I go Photoshop things into that picture. So I didn't post it, but don't do that. So Yeah. Big Z, yeah. Went to Illinois. We all figured that was going to happen. So here's some Arkansas stuff.
Shout out to my sister on here too. Go ahead.
What?
You keep going, sir.
Oh, you want me to keep? Oh, I was just going to put up this real quick.
Oh, the portal matrix.
I was going to do that.
News.
So DJ Wagner is possibly going to be going to the portal. And Cal has reached out to a coach on his behalf. It's not 100% that DJ goes. From what I gather, some of it has to do with players coming in. You're going from 8 to 9 guys in your rotation, sometimes 7. And Cal's wanting to bring, have 11, 13 deep. Your minutes are going to get cut. You're not going to be able to play 35 to 40 minutes a game.
Right.
So that is on the table that he could enter the portal. And Cal, like I said, has already reached out to a coach for him. So who knows if that'll come, when that'll come, but that is on the table at this moment. Their main targets, though, we've already seen, I think Carter Knox or Billy Richmond or both, whatever they've posted on their Instagram. So everything we've been told and seen from them, they're coming back. So Carter Knox has said he's not going to leave Coach Cal until he's first round lottery pick. So that could be next season after what we saw when he finally got going this season.
Right.
Thero and Brazil are their main targets to come back. And there's a good sense that Thero could come back. So they're kind of going all in to get him. Everything that I've seen, which is out there on ESPN and then other draft predictions, whatever, the highest I saw Boogie Fland was 19th. And Thero was in the 40 to 60 range. So then here again, we get into this, what we were just talking about with the lottery picks, with the Tennessee player, with if you come back to college for another year, you're going to get more money than outside of the lottery. I mean, so Boogie has always wanted to be a one and done guy. So his mind could have been set this all along. But what's Thero? He's a junior. So,
right.
And then with the injury, I think he wants to come. There's things he needs to work on. I've said it on this show. I've said it on Hog Talk.
Right.
I think he needs to work on his mid-range and his shooting.
Right.
So we'll see what happens there. I am all for both of them, Thero and Brazil, coming back. This is nothing against DJ, because I said last week that with Fland going, and this is why things are fluid, things change daily. Yes, I was more comfortable with DJ coming back and running the offense. If DJ wants to go with that, I think that Acuff Jr. has more upside than anybody. If you want to compare, he's not as lanky as who I'm about to compare him to. Court vision wise, he reminds me of a Rajon Rondo type with a better shot.
Yeah, definitely got a better shot. Yeah.
Boogie Fland, and this is just comparing to previous Calipari guards. I look at Boogie Fland as more of a John Wall type, but less explosive.
Yep.
As in he wants to score. So I think there's tremendous upside with Acuff. And then obviously you'd go to the portal otherwise. And yeah, if he adds that mid-range, I'm sorry. Like, I know Jimmy Witt is out there in the world of still trying to playing G League, overseas, whatever. Go hire Jimmy Witt to come coach the mid-range.
Yeah.
Elbow jumper to these players.
That was his thing.
I mean, hell, go get, what was it, Jordan Poole? That's like all he can make is mid-range jumpers, I think.
Yeah, and he hit him on parlay today. Thank you.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
So so that's really all of the guys that are currently involved with Arkansas. So as Matt put out, Malik Ewan from Florida State, forward, 6'11", 230-pound forward. His announcement is imminent. Apparently it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Let's see. Jerron Pierre Jr., a guard from Jacksonville State. It just was put out a little bit ago that he is likely to be going to Kentucky. but nothing has been officially announced yet.
Is that the guy you were high on, but not so much now?
No. He's on this list too. So Tyrone Riley from San Francisco's guard, 6'6". He's been contacted by Arkansas. There's been conversation there. I don't know if they've had their Zoom meeting yet. One that's heated up quick over the last few hours, actually. And his name came out a week or two ago, I think. But Nick Pringle, which everybody knows from South Carolina.
Right.
So his name has heated up quick to Arkansas within the last few hours. I'm not 100% sold on it. I wasn't 100% sold on him at South Carolina. We'll see what happens. The way I look at it is Calipari knows more than I do. So I trust the judgment there.
Yep.
It is what it is. This is the one I've been pretty firm that he would end up here from Sam Houston, Lamar Wilkerson. I don't think that's going to happen. So there's some coming out earlier, like started getting a crystal ball to Indiana. Kansas had some pull, but then Kansas went and got another guard, so that kind of took him out of the mix. So there's some weird things just from the recruiting side of it that there's a lot of uncertainty on where his head's at with it. I don't know if it's people in his ear or coaches or other offers. I know what his offer was from Arkansas. I can't see some of these other schools
matching it.
But, I mean, there's some random schools, too, which is why it seems weird. SMU and Washington are two of the schools that came in the mix. I mean, obviously, SMU has deep pockets.
All the money. Yeah, they got deep money.
But I just look at he's the guy that's got basically 1 year to get his name further out there. I don't see why you'd go get buried. And when I say buried, I don't mean team-wise or play-wise, but I just mean media coverage-wise at Wisconsin or at Washington or SMU when you could go play for Calipari and be everywhere.
So this is kind of what you spoke on earlier. When you talk about the things that may be on the mind of a recruit in regards to taking their time with the commit, flirting with other schools who may come into the mix, etc. Like all these things come into play. And I compare this since we talk about being adults here, I know a lot of people, like I know our parents stayed at particular jobs for years, right? Mm-hmm. We heard stuff like, I worked at the factory for 35 years, that type of stuff. And of course, the younger the generation goes, the less people just stay at one job forever. But I just try to compare this situation when it comes to the portal as if you're great at what you do at your current job and the competitor or someone else in that industry comes calling and say, hey, we're seeing your information on LinkedIn, we're seeing it on the Indeed, whatever, and we want to offer you a salary to come to this particular job. Would you not at least entertain that conversation? Would you not look at the pros and cons and see if, hey, maybe I'm not as valued as I am currently. Maybe I can go somewhere else and be more valuable. Maybe it's not a lot of upward mobility where you currently are in your place of business. So all these things come into play. Like I said, I think a lot of times us as adults, we look out at it and say, well, these are kids and they're getting paid. And I don't understand. It's as the girls say, it's given, stay off my grass. That's what it's given right now. So it's like, let the thing happen like it happened. Go ahead.
I was going to say, they need to bring back the aircraft carrier games because those are awesome.
Those are dope.
But yeah, and this, I mean, you're going to have to figure out what players on your current roster are going to stay. Mm-hmm. Exit interview's been done. Z's left. DJ's been talking about, like, you want to make sure, like, hey, do we have Thero or don't we? And as we even said when Cal came in last year, I mean, the year prior at Kentucky, he didn't have a roster fully set until like July 31st.
Right.
Or, something late in the summer. I'm not saying it's going to be like that now. I truly don't think it is. But this is a guy that does things very meticulous. It's not like Eric Musselman that I'm just going to go grab a team to have a team.
Right.
So it's one of those, I trust it. It just, we're in the world of instant gratification. We want knowledge, we want information right now. We've got to have it. Guess what? Like we said last week, like season's not even done yet.
Right.
So
What did we talk about the other day? We talked about how people, excuse me, clam about sources and names, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Just think old school, because guess what? When we grew up, you only got the information from the newspaper.
Yeah. Wait till
There's
the
only
next day.
yeah. So it's just like, just because we're in a situation now where everybody wants to be Woj and drop all this new stuff, and people are just in a microwave society where they just want it right now, instant gratification, as you stated. And now they get upset when we don't get who we want. I do want to take Scott comment real quick. Any rumors of the player from UAB?
I haven't heard much.
Gotcha. Scott, you may be putting us on something. Maybe you know something we don't know.
And we'll kind of touching back to what you were talking about, players get different offers, they're listening, their ears are up, whatever. So, at the McDonald's game beforehand, like Nate Ament didn't quit or didn't announce, didn't commit. Winter time rolled over. Essentially, what's been put out there is I'm not going to say completely opened up his recruitment again, but kind of went into it like ears open, clean slate type deal.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that meant just with the top 5 teams or anybody in general, but apparently Tennessee has made their work their way in. As a possibility. Obviously, Arkansas and Duke are still on the table, but him having people in his ear made him not so sure. So now he's been entertaining other offers, ideas. I've heard Chris Beard and Will Wade are in the mix, or have at least been in his ear. So who knows what will come of that. But I still like Arkansas's chances. And that's another player, too, that I think is going to determine what you're going to get portal-wise.
Gotcha.
And also, I think would determine, they're different positions, but when I say DJ Wagner staying or going, a player like Nate Ament and then like your offense is going to look completely different.
Right.
So it needs to be. That's one reason DJ's looking elsewhere, is because the offensive change with the players that are coming in.
Right.
I just had one more name, and it was Jaden Forsyth. He was a former Xavier commit, and then coaching change, got out of that commitment. So there's a few schools on his list. Honestly, Arkansas is the best one on there. So I'm kind of skeptical on those, because I just look at the other teams on the list and I'm like, why are we on this list?
Yeah.
Because, just the upper – and I'm not trying to put us head and shoulders above everybody, but the teams on the list, I was just kind of like, huh?
Yeah.
Why are we in this conversation?
So I looked at, when you talk about certain players, it would be nice to see guys who are highly ranked coming out of high school or wherever they come from to join your team and actually put in work. We've seen this in so many variations. We've seen Nelly come in and score all these points at FIU. He comes to Arkansas. All of a sudden, we expect him to do so many things. It doesn't come to fruition until later on. I looked at Florida's roster. I think they had 2 of their guards, Walter Clayton, and I can't think of the other gentleman's name. But both of those guys were highly rated football players. Quarterbacks, to be exact. Elijah, that's his name. Elijah and Walter Clayton. Both of those were highly rated football players, quarterbacks, and not as highly rated in the basketball arena. So they went to their prospective schools, put in the work, and then got recognized and hit the portal and came to Florida. Now they playing for the national championship. You can go about this many ways, and I don't know, how you do it where you're from, but where I'm from, people say there's more than one way to skin a cat. So I think Cal may know what he's doing. He's been doing it long enough, so I'm gonna trust in Cal that he's gonna do what it do. You got something else you need to give us before we get up out of here and wrap it up?
Nope, not tonight. I got to see if this works first. Hang on.
He about to do something. You gotta watch.
Huh?
Well, I was just trying to see what you about to do something.
Oh, I don't think my soundboard's working.
Gotcha. So Michelle said, is he the number 1 player? Talking about Ament?
He's number 4 player in the nation.
The fact that Carmelo Anthony's son did not play in the McDonald's All-American game, was not asked to come to the game. He's the number 1 player in the state of New York. Yeah, I'm interested to see how he comes out as a freshman at Syracuse. So that'll be interesting.
And then speaking of players, May 15th, JJ Andrews will make his announcement, 2026 class. #1 player in the state of Arkansas.
Chris Andrews. Not Chris Andrews. Sean Andrews, football player.
Sean Andrews' son.
Yes,
Little Rock Christian, 6'6", 230 something, small forward. So I think it's Arkansas lock. I don't think there's anything to worry about there. And like I remember there was a comment yesterday, and I kind of snapped back at it a little bit. But I don't necessarily get why players commit this early. I get that. But I feel like in the realm of basketball, I feel like the basketball players, once they commit, they stay the course for that team, I feel like. Whereas football, I feel like it's still wide open.
Yep.
So I don't have I don't worry one bit about a basketball player committing to Cal a year in advance.
Right.
And it's one of those things too that he announces in May, and then between December or February, whenever it is, he signs. I mean, go ahead and get it done.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
So
I think also when you look at blue blood basketball programs, that's the norm. If you look at Kansas, the North Carolinas, Michigan States, etc., these teams usually stack up players. Once you get that big time player on the roster as a commit, at that point, other people can join on as they go through the basketball circuits through the summer, and then try to plan a future them playing together. Similar to what our two guys found out at the McDonald's All-American. They talked about how they spoke to Amit and say, hey, you can be a part of what we're doing with Kyle at Arkansas. So who knows how it's going to play out. Either way it go, I trust Kyle and that he'll put together the best team available with the players that's out there via portal or high school. So I'm just going to wait and see and let him do what he do. You got anything? You looking at something like you got something that's...
No, I'm good.
Gotcha. Transplant Texan, I seen you in here talking about some better late than never. Absolutely, sir. We appreciate you jumping in. Hit that like button since you showed up late. All right, Andrews commits early. It may play into collecting NIL as a high school senior.
Because in the state of Arkansas, once you sign that letter of intent, which is no more, so once you sign your financial agreement, you can start collecting NIL if you are in state.
So it's a business move, if nothing else.
Same thing with the state of Missouri, Kentucky, Georgia. Like a lot of these states are adopting that. So if you're a high school senior and you've signed, you can start getting NIL money.
AKA Courtney Crutchfield when he signed with Missouri.
Didn't get his money.
Didn't get it, buddy. Didn't get it. I always like how Samson built his team. Yeah. They always take on the personality of the coach. Most definitely, Justin. Brandon, maybe the Hogs have a little extra pull with the Mint since we have Thomas and Aiko coming in.
Well, I mean, you could say that same thing about Duke since the Boozer twins were with him at McDonald's All-American too. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to playing time, where they fit in the offense, and what gets them the most exposure. Obviously, Duke's going to get you the exposure. Obviously, Arkansas, Calipari is going to get you the exposure. So it's just a matter of where you're going to fit so that you won't kind of be put on the back burner on the team.
Right. You want to maximize your opportunity to play, to be able to have chemistry with the guys that you're going to be coming in with, along with the players of the existing roster who are going to stay. So it has to be the right fit overall. So I understand how that works. I'm just going to be patient and watching how the thing come together with Coach Cal and the staff.
Hey, and guess what? The longer it takes, the more we have to talk about.
There you go. So, guys, with that being said, we had a nice little show tonight. 2 peas in a pod. That's what it was tonight. Either way it go, we enjoyed you guys for joining us every single Sunday night. Once again, this is Hog HQ Live, brought to you by the Hog Talk Podcast. Once again, thank you for everything that you do. You guys have a great work week, and we are up out of here. We'll catch you on the next one. You did.